Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Desi. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Desi. My spirit, make my soul hurt. I wish I'd never met you. I can't live without you. Everybody, thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I hope you had a good, safe week. And I had a very good week, but I said a lot of prayers for my fellow Americans down south dealing with all those horrible hurricanes. And please, if you were in the path of one of those hurricanes, will you let us know down below that you're okay? I walked into my son's restaurant, and there were some college kids there, and they had their laptop open, and they were playing me one of the most popular podcasts. And this woman was asking these outrageous questions to women, young women, and they were answering these wild questions. And I said to one of the gals, you know, I want to answer some of those questions for my channel. And she said, well, you know, those questions are geared towards very young women. And I thought, okay, you just watch me. That sealed the deal. I had to answer some of these questions. And when I'm done, I want you to answer some of them too. Yeah, okay, maybe they're personal and a little bit wild and current. What used to embarrass me that I no longer give a crap about? I love this one. You know, I think it's pretty easy for me looking back. Oh, when I was growing up and I had a blemish on my face, I wanted to die. I did not want anybody to see that my skin was broken out. I was so embarrassed, and it affected how I interacted with people. I didn't want to look people in the eye because I didn't want to see them looking at my skin. It was my acne was humiliating to me. Well, that carried on until, you know, probably like the end of my 20s. But now I do not give a crap. I don't care if people look at my wrinkles, and if I have a few breakouts, I don't usually break out, but when I do, oh, so what? I don't care. I am a lot more interested in what a person is saying, how they're feeling, what they're doing, or what we're doing together. My mindset is no longer, how is this situation all about me and how I look? And so I feel like I've come a very, very long way from that young girl that was so terribly self-conscious. What is my most toxic trait? You know, I can honestly say that I don't think I have a toxic trait when it comes to my friends, strangers, my family. I think that I am a kind, loving person. However, in the past, and maybe even now a little bit, with coworkers, I think that, well, I'm a perfectionist and I demand so much from myself. You know, I have refilmed an entire video because my necklace wasn't straight. Now, I've gotten over that, but I feel that I'm very, very hard on myself. So even if I'm having a bad week, I'm going to get my video out there. I'm going to film. I'm going to work. Now, I'm not equating my job with somebody who is out there breaking up concrete in a street in July when it's 101. That's a job. I understand that. But in every job I've ever had in my life, I've pushed myself and I have wanted to be the best I possibly could be, an overachiever. And I put that on my coworkers. I was extremely demanding, and I don't like that about myself. I do find that toxic. It's something that I wish I could change. And you know, I can still say I'm working at it.
May those who love us, and those that don't love us, may God turn their hearts. And if he doesn't turn their hearts, may he turn their ankles, so we'll know them by their limping.
Nice shot. That was so scary.
So far in my life, have I ever had a hot date? And what made it so hot? I love this. Well, let's see. I'm almost 70, so I've got to think way, way back. But honestly, I think the hottest date I ever had was with a man that I married. His name was Bill, and he surprised me. He picked me up early. We were dating. He picked me up early Sunday morning, and we ended up driving out of state, and we spent the whole day antiquing like we love to do and having so much fun. And there was just something about that beautiful fall day that just made it so romantic. But Bill wasn't really a romantic guy. He was passionate, but he wasn't romantic. So I didn't quite know what was going on. Well, anyway, it got to be right around dinner time, and he had driven me to this seafood restaurant on the river, and the lights were like dancing, and it was so beautiful, and he had reservations there for us. Now, that was not like Bill at all. Reservations? No way. No way. So I thought, okay, my first thought was, he's going to break up with me. Why is he buttering me up like this? So we sat down and we had the most beautiful seafood dinner. Candlelight. He was in a tweed jacket, and he looked so handsome with his blonde hair. And he pulled out a present. He had a beautiful bracelet for me. And that bracelet was it was all charms of like piano and treble clefs and notes, something. Everything about that bracelet represented music. And I still own that bracelet. And I cried when I opened it up. And he didn't ask me to marry him that night. But giving me that bracelet on that day, it was the hottest date I ever had. It was magic. And I remember he looked at me and he said that night before we went to sleep, "Didn't we have the most wonderful day?" And that was hot.
There is no you and me anymore, but only the flowers in the garden, the sun and the moon at our feet.
Was I ever cheated on? And if I was, how did I react? You know, I was probably cheated on a lot more in my life than I ever knew. And that's that. I don't want to rehash it, and I don't want to be suspicious or put two and two together. I don't need to know the answer to that equation. There are 2 times in my life that I knew for sure that I was cheated upon because my husband came and told me that he was cheating on me and leaving me. All right. It was my first husband, and my son was a baby. He was only 6 weeks old, and my first husband ran into his high school sweetheart, and he came home and he said, you know, our eyes met, and I realize I still love her and she loves me, and I'm really sorry. And he packed up and he left, and there I was with my babies. So how did I react? I begged him to come back. I lost all sense of self. I cried and I cried, and I begged him to come back. And even though I was hurt and angry that he was with someone else, it seemed like that made me want him more. Well, he did come back to me. A couple months later, when he and this gal had run their course, I guess, he came back to me. But within a couple months, the marriage was over and I filed for divorce. But never again would I ever grovel. Never again would I ever want to be with someone who didn't want to be with me or who would betray me. Because I don't think, for me personally, I could ever get over that. It wasn't so much even the cheating, you know, having sex with another woman. It wasn't even that. It was that he would abandon me right after I had our baby. So no. I mean, I'm friends with him. I'm still friends with him. I danced with him at my son's wedding. But still, I'm not mad at him anymore because he taught me one of the most valuable lessons that I will ever learn in my whole life. I have value. And if you don't see that, and if you don't treat me with love and respect, then I quit. I'm gone.
Every heartbeat, every breath is filled with thoughts of you. I am so lost without you, and I don't know what to do.
Kind of tell these questions are geared for very young girls, and I love it. Have I ever lied about my age? Well, not to buy beer, but I lied about my age when I was 16 to travel with Arlo Guthrie and Ry Cooter. I told them I was 18 so I could go on the road with them and learn about music. So I did do that. I did lie then. I'm dyslexic, and so I think I lie backwards. I will often refer to myself as 70 when I really won't be 70 until January 29th. But I do say, well, I'm 70 or I'm almost, you know, so no, I'm kind of really out there with my age, so I don't lie about it. Yeah, I can't imagine ever doing that. It was Desi's birthday today, and we had so much fun. We had a little neighborhood party. And Desi's hair was growing so long, and I can't find a groomer up here. So I took my little home grooming kit, and with the grandkids, we kind of just spruced him up and gave him a haircut and a massage. Nice long walk by the river. So we really tried to give Desi a very, very special day for his 11th birthday. And I know you all love him, and it means so much to me when you tell him happy birthday. So thank you.
now as you are, aloof, profound, calm, endearing, so honest it makes my bones rattle. You want to know what it's like to kiss that man over there? But I'm just a child in a little starched dress.
When it comes to men, what kind of man do you find attractive? What kind of traits do you find attractive in a man? Well, I'm going to date myself here, but do you remember back in the 60s there was like a guy like Andy Williams? He was so cute and he was like crooner and he was so calm and just so sweet. And then at the same time there was like Richard Burton, a master thespian married to Elizabeth Taylor, very intelligent and irreverent and, well, okay. I loved Andy Williams, but I had passion for Richard Burton. I don't know, I was like 7. And that would always be the case. Someone very strong, irreverent, and intelligent. A pill, I mean high maintenance. The high maintenance guy, yeah, that's the kind of man that I always found attractive. And it made for a pretty unhappy love life. But when it was good, it was really good. And as far as the physical trait, I think is what the question really is asking. What physical trait do I find most attractive in a man? Well, any man can have big arms, muscles, but not all men can have that very thick, very masculine forearm, you know, with a big watch. And usually a man with a big forearm is a builder or a carpenter. I find that really attractive. Very, very attractive. Should I say this? It's so shallow, but oh my goodness. I mean, yikes. What do men get so wrong about women? And for me, I thought this was so easy because I see this so often in life to this day. Men don't seem to understand that a little bit of acknowledgement or affection goes a long, long way with their woman. And what I don't get is a man's been working all day and the gal's been working all day and then he gets home and then he doesn't want to have a conversation. What's up with that? I mean, just walk over, put your arm around the woman you love. Show her some affection. Why is that so difficult? And this is what I just don't understand. That you can't just know the woman in bed that night. She's your friend, she's your lover, she's your partner. Show her some affection. That's the most important thing that I don't think men get. They think it's about cars and money and prestige and being macho, and I think that's all bull. I just think affection. When a woman feels appreciated and seen, that's everything. She will give you her life if she feels that special bond with you. At least that's how I see it. You know, I've been single for a long time. I live alone. And I've had so many of you write me that are married. And you will say, Susan, I know that you're lonely at times. I know that you don't have a partner. You don't have a husband. Well, I do. And let me tell you, it can be so lonely. I sometimes would rather be you than me because my husband doesn't acknowledge me. He's not kind to me. He makes me feel lonelier than I've ever felt in my life. So I know that there is no magical circumstance where you can feel complete as a woman if you're not being acknowledged. So that's all I would say, is that I don't think men understand the power of just a kiss goodnight. Just that sentence of, baby, you are my everything.
This short time on earth, we leave our mark if we're lucky. We lust and we beg and change our minds.
Thousands of miles away. Every heartbeat, every breath is filled with thoughts of you. I am so lost without.
People get wrong about me. What's the biggest thing that people miss about my life? I don't think a lot of you get anything wrong about my life. You see right through me. You've been with me a long time. You know my heart. You know when I'm happy. You know when I'm sad. You know when I'm lonely. You know when I'm having a rough time. Just like all of us here. We help each other. I think the misconception is that what I do is very easy and it's a formula and it's all contrived and Desi at the end is corny, and you kind of set them straight last week with that. But that it's just all sort of designed for one thing, right? Money. This is my big goal here. Big money. And after 10 years, here I am living in my mansion in Florida. It doesn't stress me out to make videos. It calms me down. I gain inspiration from you. I don't feel so alone in what I'm going through as a woman who's getting older because of you. And it makes filming easy, but that doesn't mean it's easy. It's taken me years to learn how to film, to try to get the lighting right, to try to get the sound right. It's taken me years, and I'm not even halfway where I would like to be. But I think what people get wrong is the motive of why I'm here. The motive of why I'm here is to communicate the most effective way possible. And for that, you need some skill and a lot of love.
Every heartbeat, every breath is filled with thoughts of you. I am so lost without you, and I don't know what to do.
I had so much fun for his birthday. Too much fun. I wanted to thank you so much for your comments last week about me and Desi saying goodbye to you every week and how much you enjoy that, even though it might be a little bit corny. We like corny here. I can't tell you how much that touched my heart. It really did. And I think it touched Desi's heart too. Down below, if you get a chance, could you share maybe one answer to one of those wild questions I answered today? That was wild, but I had a good time. Please have yourself a safe and happy brand new week. And when you're done with your week, come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right, it's a deal. We'll be here.
I reach for you, but you're thousands of miles away. Every heartbeat, every breath is filled with thoughts of you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Desi.